Once everyone has taken the tiles from the special drawer to replace their animals and flower tiles, player 1 can start the game by discarding one tile from his deck. So let's say, for example, player 1 throws E1. If there are no other players that wants to pong or gang, or player 2 who can choose to 吃, then player 2 will continue the game by taking one tile from the deck. Similarly, he will have to discard one tile from his deck. Now let's assume that we are in the position of player 2 and player 1 decides to throw the tile E1. So let's say if there are no other players who wants to pong or gang the E1, and since player 2 has 2-1 and 3-1, it forms a sequence, a number sequence 1, 2, 3. Player 2 can decide to 吃 the E1. So when player 2 吃 the E1, he does not need to take any more tiles from his deck, and he will have to throw one tile from his deck. So let's assume that he has decided to throw 8条, and that will conclude his turn. Now let's assume that player 3 decides to throw E1. Player 4 wants to 吃 as he has 2-1 and 3-1. However, in this case, player 2 can choose to shout for pong instead, and player 2 will be able to pong the tiles as pong has a higher priority than 吃. So in this case, player 4 will not be able to 吃 his tiles, and he will have to put back his 2-1 and 3-1. To call for gang, the player needs to have 3 of the same tiles, and the final tile can be taken from other players or he can draw it from the deck himself. If let's say player 3 decides to throw 白板, in this case, player 2 can call for a gang. Once he has called for the gang, he will need to take one tile from the special deck in order to complete his hand. Also, he will need to collect payment, an instant payment of one tile from each of the 3 players. Once this has been done, he will need to throw one tile from his deck, from his hand. And that will be all.